Hello everybody, Sensei Robert here again. We're going to be covering basic form number 2 with Nunchaku now. Basic form number 2, open hand, we've done previously. Again, we're going to do everything we can to translate the open hand moves into Nunchaku moves. Very similar to what we did in basic form number 1 with Nunchaku. Same kind of thinking about how the moves are translated. The biggest difference here being that we're going to be doing high blocks instead of low blocks. And again, the way we translate high block, which was a single-handed move, we're going to be translating it into a double-handed move for the basic version of this. There are versions of this where you could do it single-handed move as well, but for this one, the most interesting one is double-handed. Like the low block we did before, the idea is to cover as much of the space in front of us as we can, only instead of being down here at our waist, it's going to be up here over our head. If the center chain is taut, that'll give you the most protection of something coming down the center line. And if the outsides are slanted off to the sides a little bit and downward, it'll help you deflect things that are coming in off that center line. All right, rest of the form is pretty much standard, but just to make sure we remember what basic form number 2 is, I'm going to do that first open hand so you can see it. Basic form number 2, open hand. You step back right foot with a high block. We're going to step forward, do a punch. We're going to step forward, do a left high block. We're going to step forward, do a punch. Then as we turn, we're going to use cat stance instead of sliding our foot all the way through. Look over my left shoulder, hold left hand on top for a low block. I slide into the cat stance and do a block. And then to finish this move, I step the same cat stance foot forward and execute a punch on the opposite side. Now I'm going to do right high block from cat stance. I'm going to, again, slide that foot forward to a full front stance and do a left punch. And then I repeat the low block on the left side again. Low block in cat stance, step forward punch with a kia. I look over my shoulder, and because this is basic form number 2, we're going to finish it with a left side high block. So we start with a right side high block finish, gives it a little bit of symmetry. We come back together, and we're ready to step out. To do this with our Nunchaku, we're going to follow the same pattern. We're just going to have to do the translation with the moves. So, from ready position, basic form number 2 with Nunchaku. We're going to step back right foot, high block. Okay, again, center covered, wide across to give us as much protection as we can. We're going to step forward with the right foot, do a left strike, circle up, so that we're ready to do whatever we need to do next. We now have both hands on the weapon again. As we step forward with our left foot, we're going to do the next high block. Then we're going to step forward, and this time we're going to do a right strike with a kia. Kia! We're going to look over our shoulder. We're going to slide the left foot back in and do a low block. As we step forward, we'll put the Nunchaku back over our head for a right strike. We're going to go to a high block from a right cat stance. Then we're going to step forward and we're going to do a left strike. We're going to go left low block from a cat stance. Then we're going to finish that step and do a right strike with a kia. We look over our shoulder, turn around, and finish with a high block. Back to attention and ready position. So that's the basic translation that we're going to follow. As you go through that mentally and you get used to that pattern, then you'll be able to come back and do the form all the way through, and it's got kind of a nice flow to it. So I'll show that to you now. Basic form number 2 with Nunchaku. Kia! Kia! That's the fundamental version of basic form number 2 with Nunchaku. As you get better at that, there are a lot more things that we can start adding to it, but it's a great place to start. Wishing you best of luck. Thank you.